You are just a few days' march from Carthage. You don't know Hannibal's exact location, only that he must be close. According to spy reports, he raised more troops after landing in Africa, but it's not them that you should be worried about. His trusted veterans are with him, men who have survived in hostile territory for 15 years. Ligurian mercenaries enrolled by his youngest brother Mago, who succumbed at sea to his wounds, have also joined his army. Soldiers from Bruttium, former allies of Rome, who sided with the Punic general after Cannae, complete his foot force. You feel a weird sense of disquietude, as though the next few days could change forever the course of the world. Now, note by the way, in history, Hannibal basically failed to, defeat this attack, because there's just, no way you can basically win at this point. All seems quiet as you patrol the area near the camp. Eventually, you have to split up your party. Go down the path descending toward the bank of the narrow stream, or go up the sneaking path to the left to the area littered with the oaks and shrubs. That sounds like an ambush, but they're probably both ambushes. Let's go down the stream. You're carefully examining the area when a bunch of legionaries call for the rescue. They have found a man hiding behind a large rock, right by the bank of the stream. He doesn't speak, but surrenders immediately. You take him back with you. 2 more spies are captured and brought before Scipio. To everyone's astonishment, he treats them as free men and even instructs a tribune to show them around the camp. When their tour is complete, the Punic spies are seen departing, attended by an escort of all things. A few days later, you are breaking camp and moving closer to Zama. Rumors are rife that Hannibal wants to meet Scipio in person and talk peace. Whether he is doing this out of curiosity after the magnimous treatment of his scouts, or because of something they saw during their uncustomary visit, you have no idea. You stop near a town called Narragaria. As always, you start building your camp on an easily defended position. The Carthaginians set their camp less than 4 miles away. Another day goes by. Scipio leaves camp with a bodyguard of picked horsemen. From your high observation point, you watch them ride slowly toward the meeting place. They join a similar group coming from the opposite camp. When they are close enough, most of the riders stop. 2 figures from each group advance toward each other, the 2 commanders and their interpreters. You have no idea which is which from this far. All you see is 4 barely distinguishable dots. One of those dots is the man that shook your world to its foundation. The meeting goes on for a while, the fate of millions depending on the unreveled words they are trading. Then the 4 dots separate and rejoin their escorts, riding back to their respective camps. Too soon, way too soon to have reached an agreement. You see the apprehensive faces of those standing next to you. When Scipio gets back, word spreads quickly throughout the camp. There will be a battle tomorrow. Eager for battle. For so many years, you have been winning victories after victories under Scipio's leadership. You have come a long way. You won't falter tomorrow. Morale goes up by 3. The day has come. Your army is fully deployed on the battlefield. The Principes, to which you belong, stand in the center of the rest of the infantry. The society form a line in front of you, unlike the usual checkered pattern. The gaps between each of your maniples are exactly in front of your gaps between yours. Apparently part of Principes now, by the way. Also, their gaps are filled up with velites. Usually, these skirmishers are deployed in front of the heavy infantry. Behind you, the Chari are disposed in a similar arrangement. Alright, to sort of give you an idea what's going on here. The velites are basically just the light foot soldiers that harass enemies with javelins and basically annoy the enemy for the most part. The Principes and the Hassai are basically the mainline battle line, and basically the Hassai are the younger soldiers. The Principes are basically older soldiers. So we're basically a Principe now. We're basically more veteran, and that's basically in the Principe line. The Triarii are basically the most veteran of the soldiers of the Roman legions. These guys are actually used to sort of kill deserters basically to try to flee from their lines. And if they basically came to it, they would actually fight, but they're the last line to sort of fight. The continuous line of men up ahead blocks your view. You can't see anything of the enemy, except for the elephants. Hannibal has positioned his huge beast in the middle, right there in front of you. Your wings are protected by the cavalry, as usual. Messenia leads his Numidian warriors on the right, while Laelius is in command of your Italic Soci on the left. Alright, I think I get the idea what's going to be happening here. Basically, I'll note that the elephants are, not very good against, infantry that are basically in, a basically tight formation, or, elephants are best against infantry that are basically in a tight formation. If they have a chance to sort of break apart and, let the elephants go by, then they have a much, superior chance to sort of, make like, relying attacks based on evidence as they go by, so to speak. You wait. There's nothing else you can do. The lull is interrupted when the elephants begin to advance. You wonder how it must feel to the soldiers in the first line. When the large animals are close enough, a deafening noise arises from the sides as every horn and trumpet in the hands of your cavalry is blown. It seems to work. The elephants are unsettled by the racket. Some of them turn away and run off on their own. The rest keep advancing toward the center. The Velites fall back, opening the wide gaps between the maniple of the Hessates. So yeah, basically this is the idea right here. So essentially they're gonna like let the elephants run through them and basically like, exploit this, like, to basically hit them in the side. The elephants are lured in while the Velites keep attacking them with their javelins. They are approaching your line. Seeing these fearsome beasts roaming about is discouraging. They were elephants at Ilpia, but they never got this close. You keep banging your shield with your sword, as you have been instructed to do. The elephants keep away from the noise, while the Velites go on dealing with them. At last, they move past and disappear beyond the rear. The danger is over for the moment. You notice your cavalry is no longer there. They must have charged when you were dealing with the elephants. At a signal, they decided closing the gaps and start moving forward. You do the same and follow. You stop at a distance when you gauge something. Like a fight in first line? You keep ready, not knowing what's going on. At one point, they start advancing again, as if their opponents were retreating. Then they suddenly come to an abrupt halt. Their line is losing cohesion, or what must be a powerful shock. The centurion in charge of your maniple decides it's time to spring into action. You have to stand back and guard the rear. The maniple of Hessae right next to yours seems about to fall into chaos. Their Optio is having a hard time. Give him a hand. My warehouse increases are not good enough. You're trying to accomplish way too much. Your own maniple is faltering when your attention is diverted elsewhere. You're failing at both tasks. So basically, our opinion goes down, but everyone basically has resolved this. You have to temporarily take the centurion's place at the front. Alright, so basically at the front here with the battle, I guess. This guy's got, low skills, of course. Good coordination, though. I should be able to deal with him easily enough, so let's close in. Oh yeah, I can easily attack him right away, so I will feint. He's gonna try and recover after a little bit of that. It's interesting. Let's knock him. And his head protection isn't full, so I might be able to hit him in the head. Let's try. Yeah, I still got protection there, but whatever. Let's do a lag. Nice hitting a lag. Up this like fatigue a little bit, that's nice. Arm. Between the arm. Lag. And we're just gonna recover a little bit here. He's trying to get respite because, getting tired. Let's go for a death feint. Nice. You succeed on, getting by it, but whatever. Force attack. There's a hit. Arm. Hit. Lag. Arm. There we go. He's basically tired, or he's like in the next phase of tiredness. Arm. Arm. Got him. Respite. Respite. And why not? Let's attack him once. Attack! I missed. Alright, eventually the enemy formation starts breaking apart. Very soon the panic spreads as the wave returns to the route. The opposite line is broken, but the clash has left you untidy and partly scattered. Your cavalry and the enemy one are nowhere to be seen. Just a few kills here and there. The enemy infantry is fleeing, but in the distance they start splitting into two separate directions. Something is blocking their path. Beyond, you spot another line of foot soldiers, ready for battle. You notice the glare of heavy armor. Hannibal has kept his veterans in reserve. You must regroup, or all is lost. Mounted Roman high officers ride from side to side, shouting orders. Your manipul has to fall back and move to the right wing, but it's a difficult maneuver given your situation. Do as you're told. Your contribution is crucial. The manipul is regrouped, and after a speedy march, it takes its place on the right wing. I actually made that check. That's nice. Experience sharpens your mind, and where's the intellect go up? Now you form a single line along with the society and its triarii. Blood and corpses cover the ground that separates you from the Phoenix. You advance. The Legionaries are hardened soldiers, but walking over mutilated corpses before facing enemies is an appalling experience. Motivate them. Your men take heart. Their expression is the mask of grim determination. Experience sharpens your mind. Charisma and awareness and intellect go up. You are beyond a gruesome tract. The enemy line is waiting for you. This is the last stand. Your ancestors at Lake Regillius centuries ago, the men who broke the warlike Samnites at Aquilonia after three ferocious wars, their sons who stopped Pyrrhus at Beneventium, the next generation of your grandfathers who shattered the Carthaginian fleet off of the Aegean Islands. Did they all feel like you do now, approaching a moment that will resonate through time? Many of your companions recognize the equipment of the enemy standing opposite you. On the left of Hannibal's last line, they are Brutunians. African eye, many of their cities switched their sides and went to Hannibal. Be cool. Oh, my virtue's too low for this, I guess. You are incapable of keeping your temper in check. You're getting nervous. I guess I should have hated him because my virtue is low. When the other side is at the right distance, you prepare for your first javelin. Let's throw into say the target. Take aim on the enemy soldiers and hurl your javelin. Your target swiftly deflects the missile, but at least you cause some minor disruption. As the other side gets closer and closer, you steel yourself for the incoming fight. Here we go. Alright, we're in the, Centurion's place once again. Hi, Cat. You can basically see my lap right here. Brutunian Warrior. This Italic warrior has been with Hannibal for quite some time. His abilities have been sharpened through his standard training and experience. So this guy's got a little bit more, stuff going for him, I guess. He's also got a back and breastplate, a TIG helmet, scutum, other stuff. Let's throw a javelin at him. There's a hit. His arm nonetheless. He tries to attack me. Okay. I think we want to feint this guy, so let's go with a death feint. Nice. Succeeded. One shot. Missed. He recovers. I'll recover. That's a poor attack to go for, but okay. Groin. There's a hit. Groin. Groin. Missed that one. Missed that one too. Groin. There we go, we got him. He paid for his treachery, I guess. Now Brutunian Warrior steps up. I wonder how different the Attic helmet basically is, but whatever. That feint? That didn't do much. And of course he recovers, because why not? Respite. Oh, he got hit on me. Bastard. Respite. There's a failed attack. Let's knock him. I failed. Normal feint. Hey, nice, we got a normal feint off. Normal feint. Did it again. Groin attack. There's a hit. Groin attack. Oh, I missed. Groin attack. Let's injure this bastard. Alright, so there we go. As the situation allows for it, the Centurion takes back his place and you move to rear, where you can keep the troop in check. So he got seriously wounded, so that's a positive, I guess. Alright, we're basically back again in the front. Close in. Coordination and quickness are a little bit low for this guy, but that's basically all he's got, you know, against him really. Everything else is basically average. Quick feint. Normal feint. Knock him. Make him pay. He's got some neck protection, I guess, so... Groin. 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 That one didn't go. He tried. Torso. There's a hit. Torso. That one missed. Hope he knocked me. Recover. Recover. Groin. Got him. Alright, Broodian Warrior, let's go. Missed him apparently on the first go. That's our miss. Recover. Point. Misses all around. That's probably asking for too much, I guess. Normal feint. There we go. Groin attack. Oh, I missed. There's a hit. Didn't injure this guy at all, but well. Despite your efforts, the enemy formation is tenaciously holding its ground. The Brutinians are fighting bravely. You must admit it. To your dismay, a unit of African veterans comes to their aid. These are the men that followed Hannibal through the endless years of hardship and triumphs, his finest troops. Okay, so who are we fighting now? Hannibal's veterans. They're literally to call Hannibal's veterans. They're pretty much just as well armored as I am. This man was there when Hannibal crossed the Alps, and you were but a child. He was at the river Trebia, and at Lake Trismian. He was at Cannae. Alright, so this guy's bullet armor is going to be... he's got like probably better skills than I do. I'll be careful of this guy, so let's close in. And we'll try feinting him to start off with, I guess. That failed. Cover. I mean, trying to charge him or anything like that's gonna be like this out of the question, I think, so... That failed. He recovers. Let's charge him. That failed. Spite. I failed. I did like nothing, but okay, he tried. I could try attacking him, but the thing is, like, you know, he's gonna be well armored in all spots for his legs apparently here, so trying to hit this guy's just gonna be difficult as anything. Spite. Let's go for the arm. Yeah, he got his arm. Go for it again. Yay! Maybe I'll make him tired if I'm lucky here. Yeah, I'll go for it. Arm. Missed. Normal feint. Okay, again. There we go. And yeah, everything's looking a lot better now, so arm. Arm. Torso. Does nothing, but whatever, I'll try and attack it. Alright, so we basically hold because of course they're veterans. The Punics won't give way. They are too strong. Your comrades are tired. Too many are wounded. They are faltering. So many years, so much bloodshed, only to fall here, one step away from victory? You keep resisting. Your formation is moments away from breaking. You almost fail to hear the approaching thunderclap, and then the shockwave rippling through the rear of the Carthaginians. What? The cavalry? The cavalry is back! Attacked on two fronts, the Punics are in chaos now. Without wasting a moment, you renew your assault with energies you didn't suspect you had. Some of the enemies attempt to flee and are cut down. Many more stand where they are and fight to their last breath. Others surrender when they realize all hope is lost. It is over. It is finally over. Well, I didn't wound or like injure any of the veterans there, but whatever. Oh yeah, look at that. Line Principes. So we're basically in like the veteran line of the troops now. Makes sense. You receive your share from the spoils of battle. They say that Hannibal himself, upon his return to Carthage, told the Senate that the war is lost. Your morale is increased by 12. The Council of War summoned by Scipio discards his direct attack on the Punic capital. The city is well protected and a siege would take years. Peace talks are resumed. Carthage is allowed to keep its laws and its territories in Africa. It loses everything else. Its foreign policy becomes de facto subject to Rome's will. The war indemnity they are to pay will cripple them for generations. Their warships, once the pride and symbol of their power over the Great Sea, are reduced to 10 triremes. Thus ends a 16-year war. Not the longest, but the bloodiest conflict the world has ever seen. So thus comes the end of this war. So there we go, my skills go up by a little bit. Your deeds are taken to one step further. Again, our Bronze Amelia. You would be promoted if there were a position available. Of course, you could create an opportunity by removing the person occupying the position you are aiming for. You are certainly not above doing that, but such an activity is not without risk. If your plans are discovered, you'll be sentenced to death for sure. Do you trust you're cunning enough to do this? So, this is one of the things about virtue, by the way. If you always have low virtue, you're going to sort of like create openings to sort of promote yourself, but we're just going to say no to this. We're just going to try and get to the end of this game rather than, like, you know, go for, like, you know, the best spot ever. Your victorious army leaves Africa and the lands of Lilybaeum. From there, you set sail once more. Your destination at Ostia, Rome's seaport. What is waiting for you and your commerce in Rome is even beyond your expectations. The triumphal procession is the most imposing the city has ever seen. Scipio, whom they start calling Africanus for the land he conquered, parades in front of you, his army on a chariot pulled by 4 white horses. Today, the survivors of Cannae are the most deeply affected. They had their revenge at last, and no one will ever dare to question their honor again. But their long exile stole many years from their lives. This is something nobody will be able to give back. Meanwhile, another war is looming in the east. Emissaries from Pergamum, Rhodes, and even Athens came seeking the help of Rome against the expansion of King Philip V, ruler of Macedonia. One of the powerful kingdoms carved from Alexandria's immense empire. Alright, so here's like the last part of this game where you basically get to go to Macedonia and fight the phalanxes there. Many see this new war as an opportunity too good to miss. The Republic may be tired after a long conflict of Carthage, but the army has been forged into a formidable weapon of conquest. A tempting tool in the hands of a man longing for personal glory and richness. Way too tempting. Publius Galba, elected as one of the 2 consuls for this year, is assigned to deal with the crisis in Macedonia. He is allowed to add precious veterans from Africa like yourself to his army, but only on a voluntary basis. You are promised a quick campaign in a rich land with plenty of loot to settle down and allow your family to live a comfortable life. So you've had enough, end this game, or volunteer. Volunteer! You embark under the command of Consul Galba at the naval base of Brundusium to cross the Adriatic, one of the many portions of the Great Sea. When you land at Apollonia, you learn that Philip is conducting a campaign in the Dardanelles, while another of his armies is besieging Athens. Your opinion of Consul is increased by 2. The Macedonian king grows emboldened by successes in the east. A diplomatic mission fails, but it is widely believed that Lear really wants peace at this point. The consul sends a small fleet to help the Athenians, while you remain with the bulk of the army to prepare for the war on the mainland. In recognition of your efforts and achievements, you have been promoted to Centurio Posterio. Alright, so I'm the Centurion at this point, I think. You are in charge of the left-hand century and second command of your maniple, behind the Centurion Prior. So basically we're at the same rank we were when we basically died last time. I still need to get my quickness up, at least I got my skills almost up to 70 over here, so that's good. Let's see here. I may want to try and get a better helmet if I get a chance, or a better weapon. I love the deeds. Okay, let's see here. Let's go buy and sell. That's not enough money to buy anything, is it really? So, let's wait till I get like 1,000 gold in order to sort of do something like that. So, let's do some workouts. Swim. Swim some more. Swim some more, I guess. There we go. Well, I have 65 endurance, I guess, so hooray for that. My troop opinion is basically max, so this is best. You will always find a worthy sparring partner. There goes shield skill a little bit. The thread of your life is spun. Oh, seriously, my version is too low to sort of get these benefits, but whatever. More than a few soldiers look at you with suspicion. You have a reputation as a devious and untrustworthy man. So, because my, virtue is basically too low, and I feel like charisma check basically opinion is going down, it's not great. Yeah, I basically need to get this basically up a little bit more before I do anything else, so... Extra patrol. There is a discussion between your comrades. Titus Modius maintains that the world is round, a notion he must have heard somewhere in this land. Most of the rest believe it to be a weird conception. Keep your silent. The argument goes on inconclusively for a while. It looks like nobody will be able to solve this mystery today. I'm pretty sure mystery is spelt wrong there, but whatever. Alright, let's just keep going. So, extra patrol. I already paid like almost 100 denarii. You are devouring a ration of pork with ravenous appetite. By the campfire, your fellow soldiers are boasting about their exploits on the battlefield. Tell a tale of your own. You recount the tale of how you won your first decoration. You have captivated the attention of your audience. Your skillful storytelling keeps them on their toes from start to finish. I mean, I am a renowned veteran at this point, so makes sense. Sparring best. You feel your progress slowing down, though there's still significant room for improvement. So at this point, we're basically at the point where like sparring for the best is basically still slowing me down, but oh well. I've almost got my shield and sword basically above 70, so when I get that basically above 70. There we go, that's at 70. Where I want to be. I got offer coaching at this point, by the way, so we're gonna do this. Today you are escorting a Quasitor in his daily routine near your camp area. He is elected public officer of senatorial rank, very close to the commander himself. Try to socialize with him and win over his friendship. You are a good talker and the Quasitor appreciates your company. You discuss the country you are stationed in and an ongoing war effort. You even learn news about the current situation in Rome. I mean, I don't think it's going to get that high, but whatever, it's fine. Let's do this. You make your battle experience available to whoever wants to spend more time learning. Alright, well, time to go get some supplies. Looks like everything's basically sort of at the top here, so... Make our way over here, I guess, so... Up, 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 up. There we go, let's go fish. Ugh, you barely managed to catch a few small fish. You might have done a little better, but even what they caught isn't worth the time and effort. This looks like a good hunting ground. Hunt. Oh, that's not, unfortunately. 2 fails. I'll take this. That's enough. There might be more supplies around here, but we're not going to search around for it. Alright, there we go. You have completed your mission to everyone's satisfaction. Hooray. There we go, a little bit more mental increase. Let's offer some more coaching, I guess, or no, this is almost done over here, so... Let's do this a little bit more, get our, you know, shield basically up. Recently 71 both sword and skill. Nice. So there's actually an achievement basically to get, like, you know, up to this point. Hooray. There's a little bit more shield skill. And we have a little bit of money, I guess. Let's do one search. There's the attic helmet basically I had, like, was facing from his Bootians. So this has basically similar sort of like, you know, head and neck coverage, but it's basically a little bit more resistant. Okay, so nothing like too, especially like, you know, great about it. I've already got really good chainmail on my way, so the stuff basically here is probably not going to be even better, so whatever. Let's compare these. I mean, it's a little bit better, but not by a lot. I do need to get a better sword at some point, by the way, but oh well. Alright, well. At some point I need to get my coordination up a little bit more so I can basically train more javelin, but I guess my stats basically are like where they are going to be. After crossing the lands of Desartier, your army has reached the Macedonian border. Before winter, Philip laid waste to the areas surrounding Athens, but now you are the biggest threat to his fighting force, and you know he has diverted his efforts to stop you. For some time, both armies ignored each other's position. When the Macedonians ultimately made contact, you set camp a mere 1,000 paces from yours. Led personally by their king, they are about as numerous as you, perhaps over 20,000. After 2 uneventful days, the consul leads you out to offer battle. For the first time ever, your army is feeling war elephants. You have not decided yet if you trust the beasts. They can be devastating at times, and horses are afraid of them, but they are known to turn against their own army when they panic. That is not a thought you should dwell on at this time. You may no longer be the young boy who 10 years ago looked at the walls of New Carthage with apprehension, but the thought of facing the legendary Macedonian phalanx doesn't make you feel at ease. However, it soon becomes apparent that you won't be fighting anyone today. Philip is blatantly refusing battle and sends forth a small host of cavalry and light infantry. Galba answers with a similar composed force, but the ensuing skirmish comes to nothing. 2 days later, another skirmish leaves no mark. When the consul leads you out on the morrow, Philip declines once again. Time is passing and everyone's aware that the Macedonian supply line is much shorter than yours. Galba can't send you to forage when the enemy is close by. It doesn't come as a surprise when he gives order to move your camp several miles away, near a place they call Autolobus. Alright, so here we go. From the safety of the new camp, forage parties are sent farther and farther away to harvest wheat from the surrounding fields. It looks like a fine day when you set off to a distant area. Everything seems to be going smoothly as you spend the hours harvesting the precious crop. It comes to a shock when one of the soldiers raises a cry of alarm. A large cavalry squadron is approaching and they are not friends. It won't take too long before they get here. You are in charge and must think quickly. You might seek refuge in a small forest to the northwest. If you are not too slow, you should be able to reach it in time before you are swept up. Or you might convince your men to suppress panic, close ranks, and move orderly toward the trees, trying to keep the enemy at bay. So, I can order everyone to run or give order to close ranks. I think we'll give order to close ranks. The horsemen were counting on you to break and disperse, but your men's discipline and training have prevailed. The charge is called off before the impact, but they keep harassing you as they can while the solid square you have formed slowly moves toward the safety of the forest. So hooray! Christmas goes up. You easily ward off the occasional spear thrust. At last you reach the forest. You press on through the trees, where the cavalry won't dare follow. Alright, so my character basically has almost like, 70 charisma at this point, so it's almost the same basically as it was before, but not quite there. Still, we're basically able to pull off some nice stuff. And you get to stay in my lap, Mr. Kitty, if you're going to keep jumping up and down on my desk. You keep moving for about half an hour. You're still safe from the cavalry, but there might be another danger lurking in a place like this. You hear noises of battle coming from not far away. All eyes turn to you. This might lead to another ambush, one you may not be able to escape. On the other hand, someone may be in need of help. Keep them away. As you move away, the sounds slowly die down. Nobody says a word. From a hilltop, you can see a large tract of land. The most direct route to your camp goes through the plain in front of you, but the presence of an enemy cavalry squadron dissuades you from going down this road. There are two alternatives. Wooded ragged ground to your left, a marshland to your right. Both offer good cover, or so it appears. Let's go for the marshland. For an eternity you trudge through the soggy ground. But you have no difficulty keeping up with the rest, because I got endurance and coordination going there. When you finally get out the marshland, the solid ground under your feet feels more comfortable than you ever remembered. From here, it takes little time to come in sight of your camp. You find confusion when you arrive at the camp. Small parties of survivors like yours are coming with alarming news of what is happening outside. The consul sends out his cavalry to rescue the beleaguered foragers and leads the heavy infantry in support. You have led back more men than could be expected. Your good work is appreciated. Hooray! They like me for it. After your ordeal, you are left behind to garrison the base. The army comes back at the end of the day. The Macedonians have been repulsed and are forced back to their camp. There's even a soldier who boasts of having killed Phil's horse, almost getting to kill King himself. You find it hard to believe. An armistice is declared to bury the dead on both sides. The night is silent and peaceful, but when the morning comes, you're baffled to find out that Philip and his army have left. For the moment, Galba does not seem inclined to give chase. Well, I didn't really get any, skills out of that, because I guess there wasn't really any battles, but whatever. We're in part 10 now. Nothing really, nope, down here, I guess.